Could this be the smoking gun of the Tunguska event in 1908? By the look of that trajectory, it appears to me that it is very possible. That's what Dr. BERGRUN predicted that also. It's amazing how this old man deducted so many things, saying that this vehicle could create that kind of event because of the nuclear power, the electromagnetic power they possess. It's just, I mean, a malfunction. Remember, nobody's perfect. Only the Creator, maybe, according to the majority. Nothing is perfect but Him. But anyway, this crater, how they call it, the Tomansky, the Patton crater. The explosion happened in 1908 at 7 in the morning. This video was taken by Vlad9VT. This is his email. I'm gonna write him with some suggestions because it's very important. This find could corroborate exactly what Dr. BERGRUN, which I already have corroborated many of the things that he said in the book and in the video conference that came after the book. He wrote a book in 1989 after the Voyager 2 was already past Sector 6, as NASA called the big planets, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Uranus. It's mind-blowing. And just have a look at this crater. Is very little has grown around the site, other than few trees that you can count. There's not that many other things growing there. It's this whole thing, and that thing is just buried itself deep into that pit, which has all the, look, by the way it went down, it indicate a elongated trajectory, very, it's not a vertical, but very, gradual descent. So whatever is there, and they say that there is a radioactive anomalies around that site, so I will be very careful digging anything there. I mean, you can find yourself really sick with radiation. To begin, it's electromagnetic energy that can sicken you big time. And 100 years is no guarantee that that thing has died down very much. But then again, you got to think about that this entities use a very advanced type of fusion, cold fusion, which is something that is already been proven and done, but they have been keeping the secret. And that's how the reactors in those spacecraft work. A tiny little reactor the size of a basketball can do immense power. Bob Lazar explained that, and Boyd Bushman backed him up. Also, he said that there was a neutrino universe, and we all know that neutrino particles do not interact with nothing, with hardly anything, and they can pass through very deep into the ground. They might pass through a lot of, but this planet has some strong electromagnetic forces from the inner core. And, you know, I mean, we just barely know so much, and that's because leakage from the military industrial complex, who is been doing most of the, you know, carry on the secret research into all of this. But this is a very remote, imagine, this is 1,200 miles. I thought it was 12 miles. At first, I didn't read the thing correctly. It's 1,200 miles from the site where the Tunguska event took place, where the trees are flattened in a specific area, and where all the original people that lives around there say that, describe how this thing happened. And apparently it was an altitude of 30 miles up. So that was way up on the atmosphere. So this thing took a long way to come down into the ground. That's what I say. It was a long descent in an almost horizontal, gradual descent. 1,200 miles, a long way, but not really that much for an object that is traveling, you know, from outer space, or who knows if it was around the atmosphere and it was starting to come down, something malfunctioned, and like I said, nothing is perfect. Even the best makes mistakes, or the ship fails. Now, if you notice on this side right here, you can see that there is a face formed here, two faces, two eyes right here, another two eyes right here, and another two eyes right here. I mean, just by that you can start thinking that this thing is very much related to our not friendly reptilian guys, the ones that are creating every kind of bad shit happening to us. You know, if you read Zacharias Sitchin stories about the Anunnaki, one thing that I found very interesting is that when Gilgamesh was looking for the site where they had the gate, the connection Earth-Heaven, which really was a teleportation site to Nibiru, because he was 3/4 Anunnaki and 1/4 human. But because of that 1/4 human, he was not qualified to obtain the life, the gift of life, the gift of living for very long period of time. And that was his quest, because he was eating him alive, that he was seeing people getting old and frail and dying, and he didn't want to go through that. He want to live young forever. And he see that, he was seeing that the Anunnaki did not appear to age ever, and they were like stronger than ever. And so what he didn't understand is that with the planet they come from, Nibiru, it has an orbit of 3,650 years against 1 year on Earth. So for 1 year that we passed, they already went 3,650 years. So a baby 1 year old on Earth, it will be like 30 generations later. 30 generations of 100 years. So more 36 generations of 100 years all apiece, if they last that long. And according to the translation and the Bible, which is a copy from those stories in the Old Testament. I mean, you have to think that the story, they match almost to the T. Noah's name in the Anunnaki, in Enki's biography, which Noah was his son. It was Enki's son with a human woman. And when he opened his eyes, he lit up the entire house like a lighthouse. Everybody just freaked out, man. He said that his father immediately said, "This is not my son, this is the son from the gods." Because they thought that the Anunnakis were gods. They didn't understand the whole thing like we do now. They were extraterrestrial and they could read mind, they were telepathical, and you know, they had developed much more technology, and you know, it's a whole thing that if you study or read the books from Zacharias Sitchin, who spent 35 and plus years translating over 50,000 tablets, and those tablets last hell of a lot longer than any paper found, scrolls that have been found in jars and shit. No, there is no match. You can preserve, that's why they did it on especially baked and glazed over tablets inscribing in cuneiform language, which Zacharias Sitchin was able to learn by learning about 3 or 4 different languages, including Magyar. Magyar is some type of the original Hungarian language, and it's so weird that the Shuar tribe in Ecuador speak Hungarian.